So, we're going to get going. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Sketchalog stream. I'm your host, King Xander. I am here to catalog the heroes, villains, and other sorts of creatures I come across in my travels. Would my guests like to introduce themselves, tell us their name, give us what kind of content they make, and how long they've been making it for?
Hello, I am Talion. I typically make gaming content on single-player games. I've been streaming for about 6-ish months, maybe 7 now. But the goal on with my content is I want to try and deep dive into the stuff that I do and the stuff that I enjoy and try and just show why I enjoy them and stuff like that.
Awesome. How familiar are you with the with VTubing in the wider community? Is this kind of just an anonymity thing for you, or are you like a big? Do you have a big lineup of Oshis that you're a big fan of?
I'm not too familiar with VTubing. I did it, I first learned about it last year, and I really got into it then. I've kind of always wanted to be a streamer and stuff like that ever since I was young, and this is I've always been very insecure about my online privacy and stuff like that, and so that was kind of a big hurdle for me to overcome. I think really the first VTuber I watched was seriously watched was Nero-sama, and from there it kind of just branched out into all kinds of different VTubers and stuff like that. I mainly learned of them from Rainer Vez, but typically my main Oshis I have are I like Doki Bird a whole lot, Shy Lily, Zintreya is a big favorite of mine, Saba I really like, Needy Nightmare, stuff like that. But yeah, it was mainly just an anonymity thing to start out, but I've come to really enjoy it, and I've been doing it for the past, like I said, several months. Almost a year now, and like I said, I really enjoy it and stuff like that. I like creating stuff, and so it's a really nice outlet to have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. How did you come up with this design here?
So it's hard for me to say, but it's not really like a design I created. It's an open source model.
Okay.
And basically, I can tell you how I came up with my lore though. And because this was the model that basically best fit what I was going for and stuff like that. And I kind of fell in love with it after using it for a long time. I do want to eventually get my own model and stuff like that. But this is kind of had to work with what I got, right?
Yeah, of course.
My lore is I'm a silly little knight in training, and what happened was on one adventure, a couple of witches shrunk me down, and now I am tiny. But yeah, I've got my own pet bird, and the lore behind the maid outfit is this is the only clothes that they had in my size, and so this is what I had to go with, and the bow is sewn into the outfit, and so I can't take it off and stuff like that. But the reason I went with the whole knight thing is I'm kind of a big fantasy nerd. I really like fantasy and knights and castles and kingdoms and swords and dragons and stuff like that. That's my whole that's the whole thing I really like, and I wanted to try and incorporate that into VTubing and content if I was going to get into it seriously, which I have, and so I really wanted to find a way to have the most fun with it and try and incorporate it as much as I can, and I feel like I did it in a pretty enjoyable way, in a pretty fun way. I get a lot of people who ask ask about my lore and specific questions they have about it. The bell thing I mentioned, that was one of the questions I get a whole lot is, why specifically the maid outfit and the bell? And I'm like, it's the only thing that fits. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know, sometimes that's just the way things go. You know. So, what is something that you kind of like seeing in like other VTubers' designs? Like, what's kind of the thing that makes you sort of stop and take notice of something?
Specific designs, I'm not really sure. It's kind of just like what looks pretty to me. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing really specific. Sorry, I keep starting on that word. But I do like with nice rigging a whole lot. So something like Shy Lily and Saba, they have really nice like model rigging in live 2D. And so it's very cool to see them like dance around and wiggle around and have their movements be real fluid and stuff like that. I'm also kind of like a Genshin nerd, so really like in-depth designs kind of get to me a whole lot too.
Sure.
But there's nothing really like specific I'm looking for. It's kind of just like, does it look nice and is it pretty? Is mainly the main thing that I.
Sure, yeah, it's like, I listen to music that sounds good, and that sort of thing. I know a thing or two about that. Yeah, absolutely. So what is it that you, like the most about streaming so far?
Oh, easily the community engagement. I really like just being able to play a game or do something in the background and just have people to talk to about this similar interest that I have, and just like whenever I'm doing something in a game, they're willing to talk about it with me and engage with me and stuff like that. But I know that's kind of like a cop-out answer. You people always answer that. So I'll give another answer. I really like just the creating aspect in general. Like I said, I'm a creator by nature, and I like being able just to make things. And part of streaming allows me to do that with an audience and put out things and create things that people potentially will like and potentially will see. And that's just kind of my motivation towards like content creation in general. I just wanna make things and have people see them and enjoy them and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely can get with that sentiment for sure. And then, is there anything that you wish you could do more of with streaming? Anything that like maybe for whatever reason you just haven't been able to like do like so far, but you'd want to eventually?
I want to host like more community events. I mainly haven't been able to due to lack of like resources and manpower and stuff like that, but I want to do like events involving the community. I know I'm kind of like a new streamer and stuff like that, but I've already started planning things out for like a fun little subathon. We're based around like events and games and stuff like that. I'll play with friends and I'll do giveaways and stuff like that. And I want to set up like a Minecraft server with a bunch of different like sub-servers for people to mess around with. But the main takeaway, I want to do like events with the community. I want to like, community is like a big aspect for me. I want to find a way to involve them as much as I can, and I just haven't been able to do that yet, and it bugs me a whole lot.
I mean, hey, the fact that you're thinking about it now is a good sign, though. You know, I definitely can respect that for sure. What would you say is your least favorite part about streaming?
Oh, easily the setup. The setup, like setting up for a stream takes like 30 minutes for me, and it's so annoying because I have to wait for my computer to turn on, set up the tracking, make sure the tracking works, set up my overlay, make sure OBS isn't having some kind of seizure. It takes so long, and if it didn't take so long, I would stream all the time, like every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you could pay someone to do something for you that you would just can just ignore and never have to do again, what would you want to have that be?
Pay someone to do something for me that I would be able to ignore and never do again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That's kind of a hard question. I guess character design would probably be the best thing to stand out for. I haven't, I'm not a character designer. I'm a writer. I'm not a character designer. So that's kind of not where I shine and stuff like that. I'm also, I'm not an artist, too. I don't draw. I used to draw. I don't anymore. Because it didn't really make me happy drawing. And so it wasn't something I wanted to continue. But I commend people who can draw, and I commend artists who keep up with it. Like you, I really commend the commitment it takes and the willpower it takes to keep doing it and stuff like that. It's just something I don't have. But I write a lot, and I'm not very good with designing characters. I think I come up with characters, I'm not very good with making them stand out visually. And so I feel like to have someone who could take over that aspect and try and do it for me under my direction and guidance, it would definitely help a lot.
Yeah, of course. So, say you just woke up back to the day you decided to become a VTuber, and everything after that had all just been one big dream. Would you want to do anything differently?
I mean, obviously we grow and change over time, so yeah, I would like to change some things to make things go smoother. I've had a couple hiccups with tech in the past that I've now learned how to fix and how to streamline overall and stuff like that. Before, so I play on my main monitor is an ultra wide monitor.
Yep.
And for my very first video, I record in just straight and ultra wide, which doesn't really translate well to YouTube.
Right.
And so it's just things like that where I learned to put up an overlay to make it 16:9 and make it smoother and stuff like that. It's just little things you learn along the way that I feel would make it go a lot smoother. But other than that, I don't really have any major things I would change. I'm pretty happy with all I've come up with and all I've done and all I've gained and stuff like that, and all the lessons I've learned and stuff like that. Anything I would want to change would really be kind of just minuscule lessons I wish I knew from the start.
I mean, hey, that's still pretty good though. Let's see here. So, do you have any games or activities or anything like that that are at the top of your streaming bucket list?
Yes. If I listed all I wanted to do with content creation and streaming, we'd be here all day. But I can give a couple things.
Okay.
I mentioned the subathon earlier. I do want to do that at some point. I was thinking maybe next year. I want to do it in December at some point. So probably. So it's definitely not going to be this year, but probably next year. But I want to wait until at least I'm a little bit bigger, community-wise. So maybe next year, maybe the year after that. But I want to do things make my own music. I want to write and publish my own manga. I want to set up that Minecraft server, like I mentioned, where it's just community events that we host and run all the time. Just stuff like that. I want to just make things and have people enjoy them, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
And part is being who I am and how I grew up with anime and manga and stuff like that and writing. I want to write and make my own manga. That's kind of the biggest dream I have for myself right now. Is I want to write a story, have it be turned into something, and have people enjoy it. And I'm really hoping that one day I'll be able to do that. And when that happens, I want to share it with the people who helped me along the way and who tuned in for my streams and my content and stuff like that. But like I said, I also want to do like music and stuff like that. Music has also been a very big thing for me growing up. I'm big into like, you might not be able to tell from how I look, but I'm big into like early 2000s rock. So like Linkin Park, System of a Down, Core, Disturbed, stuff like that. That's kind of my genre. And so I wanna make kind of music like that. And that's kind of like a goal I'm striving for too at some point. Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but trying to figure out how to say this without it sounding kind of like mean. But I was gonna say, like, music might be a little bit easier than actually writing and making your own, like, world, but I don't want to, like, offend anybody with that and have that come off not how well I mean. I know music's hard and stuff like that, and I know it takes, like, supreme dedication and creativity and practice and stuff like that. But what I mean is, like, the finish line for it seems a lot, like, closer to reach than actually, like, putting out your own, like, piece of media and manga.
Oh, yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Like, with music, you don't have to, like, come up with your own character designs. You don't have to build your own world and how the characters function in that world and the rules of that world and stuff like that. With music, you just kind of have to figure out how, like, the instruments tick and the sounds work together. And that, to me, at least to me, that seems like a lot easier of a goal and a lot more achievable of a goal to reach. But like I said, I'm not trying to undermine like music artists and stuff like that. It's just, to me, how my brain works. It's like a lot easier of a goal for me to understand and comprehend compared to like, hey, I'm pretty much making my own universe.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you, because it's like, even with a lot of that, it is just like, you can get somebody else to do like the mixing for you. You can get somebody else to do like this, that, and the third thing, and it's you know, again, this is also from someone who doesn't have much experience when it comes to music, but it also seems to me like it would be a lot simpler for that process. Do you have an Oshi? Because apparently it was Oshi Day yesterday. So do you have anybody that you feel is especially like close to you, or do you have a role model or a goal to sort of look forward to and try and compare to?
Yeah, that's a hard question. I have so many. I may be cheating a little bit here because he's not really a VTuber, but he's very big into like VTuber culture. But Ray Narvaez Jr. has kind of been my big inspiration for content for a long time. He used to work with the company Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter. I don't know if you've heard of them or not.
Don't I know?
But yeah, he quit a little bit and started streaming, and he was like my favorite member of Achievement Hunter, and I've kind of kept up with him ever since. It's just like his quick-wittedness and his comedy is like the funniest thing on the planet to me. He's got such like a dry, quick-witted sense of humor, and it makes me like die laughing every time. And he's such like a genuinely nice and chill person, and everybody who's worked with him and talked with him says he's just like a joy to work with, and so he's just kind of like a big inspiration for me, just for streaming in general. But creation-wise, I'd say probably my biggest Oshi is Nero-sama, and the way, because she was kind of like how I got into VTubing, and because I knew of VTubing before her, but she was kind of like the one who showed me the magic of VTubing and like the wonders and like just the special thing it has with it. Sorry, I'm not good with words, so
That's
some of the things I'm maybe saying may not make sense. I ramble a lot. But I got into VTubing because of Neurosama, and the reason she infatuated me was just like how someone could be able to just create something like her that's just like completely independent is the best way I can explain it.
Yeah.
She's not like she's an AI, right? And she was made completely she's made to be completely pretty much independent from her creator. So like with most like AI creators and AI VTubers and stuff like that, they kind of have to depend on their actual creator in order to function. But with Neurosama, she's completely just independent. She does pretty much all the content herself. And I really commend Zeedle for basically creating something that in-depth and that smart. Because it's really not easy to do something like that. I know from experience. But just the way she says things and the way she functions, it puts up this illusion that she's actually alive, and it's honestly kind of scary sometimes because she'll say things like a real human, and it's really weird. It makes me genuinely wonder if it's actually an AI or if it's someone puppeteering her from behind the curtain and stuff like that. But
one big grift this whole time, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably my biggest VTubing inspiration is Neurosama. But like I said earlier, I do like Doki Bird, I like Saba a whole lot, I like Mimi Nightmare, Shy Lily, Xingtray a whole lot. Xingtray is a big favorite of mine because she's so generous towards her community. She's always doing giveaways, and she's always doing charity streams and stuff like that, and she's just an overall generous, and she's willing to help out those who need help in her circle and stuff like that, and she's just a generous person overall, and that's kind of who I want to model myself after. I don't want to do I didn't start VTubing and streaming for the money, right? I started it because I wanted to do creation, and I'm not a money person overall. I kind of want to, if I have money, I like to share it, and that's something she does a whole lot, and that's something I want to do as well, which is whenever I do end up doing my little dum-dum subathon, I don't want it to be just, hey, I'm focused on making as much money as possible. I don't want that. I want it to be just a fun event for the community. I want it to be hey, I don't want this to be hey, I'm trying to meet number goals. I want it to be hey, this is something I'm doing for my community to try and give back and give a place for people to have fun and host an event for people to hang out and have fun and stuff like that. So part of the subathon, I want to do a bunch of giveaways. One of the things I talked about doing was whenever we meet a certain sub goal, what I would do I would go and get a VTuber model made for a friend and get them introduced into VTubing. And so, for example, say maybe 100 subs or something like that, but every 500 subs I would go and get, every 100 subs I would go and get a new VTuber model made for my friend, or for a new friend, and I would introduce them into VTubing, and once we'll work down a list, and maybe we'll do community members, but another part of the subathon is I want to do giveaways, I want to give away game consoles, Switches, Xboxes, PlayStations, computers, computer parts, stuff like that. I want to do stuff like that. So I don't want to do VTubing just for the big payout. I want to do it to kind of just create and give back. But yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. I kind of just want to be able to have a way to give back to those who've supported me. And Zintre is one who does that a lot, and so I kind of like view her pretty highly because of that.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you have a dream collab that you'd want to do? Either with like who would you want to have on your stream, and then what would you want to do with them if like the invitation that sent out just like guaranteed acceptance, guaranteed like, oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Dream collab. I'm probably repeating myself, but absolutely Rain Arvin. Just the way him and his friends talk and hang out with each other, him, Chibidoki, Actual Matt, and Nags and all that, the way they talk and hang out and joke around is such like a positive and healthy environment, and they make such hilarious and fun jokes, and that's something I want to be a part of. But he also does like collabs with other VTubers, and it would allow me to really also meet like new people and stuff like that. So he collabs with like Cottontail, Ariel, he collabs with Zintrev, stuff like that, Doki Bird. You'll probably notice a lot of the VTubers that I'm really into are a part of. I've met through him because he's like really the main streamer that I typically watch all the time.
Yeah, of course.
So most of the streamers I have come up with, I've met through him. But yeah, that's probably my dream collab. Just something with Ray, something where I can meet through new people through him. He's kind of been like someone I've watched since I was like, 6 years old? Probably younger. And so it basically would be like meeting kind of like my hero, would probably be the best way to describe it. And it'd be cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
But big collabs, like if we're talking like not just streamer, like if we're talking like big collabs, probably I don't know. There's not really any like specific people that I really want to collab with when it comes to like big projects. I'm kind of just like, hey, if you're talented at this and you're cool at this, I want to work with you on it. But it'd be nice to work with some other like content creators on like some music or something like that, on like maybe like a game or something, stuff like that.
Well, if you're looking for someone to that's like, I guess specifically for like if you ever want to do like a song or like a music or like a song cover or whatever, it's definitely worth checking out. My friend Electrix, she's in the server that we're in, and yeah, she's great. She's super like cool with like teaching and all that sort of thing.
Gotcha. I'll definitely reach out.
Yeah. So who? Well, first of all, do you have a dream collab that you would want to watch, like as like a viewer between two other streamers? Is there a dream collab that you'd be like stoked to see happen?
I want to see. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I want to see Ray collab with Neurosama. I feel like that'd be very funny.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just the way he like his humor, I feel like would bounce off of her silly little AI quirks so much. I know it'll probably never happen because I don't think her type of content is the kind of thing that he wants to be a part of. Because she doesn't really do like very many gaming things because she's an AI in the gaming sphere. That's not really allowed.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't really know if that's something he would want to directly work with, because she's more so focused on, like, Beetle and her are more so, like creation-based. Like, they're making, like, music. They're making, like, well, you get what I mean. They're making stuff.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard from like Ray's like previous Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth experience, he was more into like playing the video games as a job rather than the creation aspect. One thing he did mention is they told him, like, hey, part of being a part of this company is you have to, like, be included in, like, the other creative projects. So they were wanting him to do, like, voice acting and, like, writing and stuff like that. And that was something he really just didn't want to do. And so that was, like, a main reason he left, is because they were trying to push him into, like, an environment that he really just didn't want to be in. And I feel like Nero-sama and stuff like that is more, like, creatively pushed and creatively based. Whereas he more so is kind of just happy doing, like, the gaming and spending time with friends thing.
Okay. And then next up is who would you put on your the Mount Rushmore of VTubing? Like the 4 VTubers that you think kind of stand at the top, the pinnacle of like I guess the most iconic is like the best way of putting it. Yeah, like who do you think kind of fits into that?
I know what you're saying. Yeah. So for me, you kind of, for something that's like Mountain Rushmore, you kind of have to go with the people who are the most, like, influential and the most, like, the ones who kind of, like, changed the VTubing sphere the most. And so for me, that the first two are very obviously Kazuna Ai and Gargira. Because Kazuna Ai started the whole VTubing thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
If she didn't start it, she very definitely, like, popularized it. So I feel like she's a definite pick. And then Gargura she's kind of the one who really, like, pushed VTubing into the English spotlight. Before her, it kind of was really, like, an underground thing. Like, it wasn't really, like, much of a popular thing in the West and, like, the English-speaking community. And once she debuted, and I know she debuted with other people, but I feel like she was, like, the most influential of that group. Once she debuted, she kind of, like, pushed the VTubing sphere into the spotlight. But beyond that, I'm kind of having a little bit of trouble pulling names. Let me think. If we're talking, like, overall, I'd say probably Beetle and Nero-sama are pretty important, because they're just advancing how VTubing works just so much at a current, like a fast pace. I'd probably throw them up there. Other than that, I'm not quite sure. Those are kind of my main picks.
And that is 4. That is 4 if you count Beetle and Nero as two separate entities. So that could be your answer if you'd like it to be. Okay, so I always have trouble with this stretch of questions. So beyond the more obvious issues, kind of like dramatic behind-the-scenes behavior, corporate meddling, the stuff that's kind of like that seems almost like larger than life when it comes to problems in the VTubing community. Besides those things, what do you think overall the VTubing community could use work on?
I think the VTubing space kind of needs a little bit of work on idolization, if that makes sense. And I know that's kind of like a problem with content creation as a whole, but a lot of people, like, viewers tend to put their, like, their creators and their Oshis on these pedestals that are just like, they can do no wrong, and they're infallible, and they can't make mistakes, and they're the most perfect person of all. And I don't really think that's like a healthy way to look at it, and it forces this mindset onto other creators of like, hey, I have to be this perfect person or else I'm failing. And I don't think that's like a healthy mindset to have. It also enforces like crunch and stuff like that, and it puts like a false light under content creation and VTubing as a whole, where people think that if they become a VTuber, they're instantly going to get instant success and they're instantly going to be this perfect, better person. And that's not the way I feel you should look at it. I think you become a VTuber either because you want to be a creator, like you want to make things, or you become a VTuber because, what's the word for it? How do I explain it? I think the way you become or the reason you become a VTuber is you want to create things, or you have like, I can't think of the word. You get what I mean. It's not like you shouldn't you shouldn't join VTubing if you're just looking for instant success and numbers, because you're not going to be happy with it. And that's 99% of content creation is just pure luck. And if you don't roll that lucky dice, you're kind of just going to be talking in a void for a long time.
Yep.
And a lot of people realize that fact very fast into content creation. And it doesn't really make them very happy, because they, like I said, they think they can just get in, make numbers, and start making money right away, when that's not really how it works. You kind of have to get really lucky, and you kind of have to be really, like, consistent. And that's why, like, so many VTubers debut, and then they graduate the next day, because they realize, hey, these numbers aren't hitting right away, maybe this isn't for me. And I don't think that's the way you should look at it. And part of doing any job part of doing any, like, dream job is you have to have fun with it first, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I feel like matters most, above all else, when it comes to, like, doing a dream job. It's not the money. Like, neurosurgeons make how much money per year? I don't want to be a neurosurgeon because I don't think I would have fun with it. That's not my thing. But, and I think that's how you should look at it with content creation and VTubing in general, too. A big piece of advice I give people for staying consistent with VTubing and streaming and stuff like that, and content creation in general, is you have to find another way to justify it to yourself than just money and numbers, because you're not going to get those straight away. You have to find a reason to push through, to continue VTubing and streaming and stuff like that, besides, hey, I want to do it for money, or hey, I want to do it for numbers. Like, the reason I do it is because I want to make stuff. I like creating, and it's the hobby of mine I've had for the longest time. I've been writing every day for the past 10 plus years, and it's something I just do in my main free time. And I've had so much fun just making stuff and creating things with streaming and VTubing and engaging with community and chat and stuff like that. And even though even though I haven't garnered enough profit to make it my full-time living and stuff like that, or make it my main career, I'm okay with that. I'm more than happy just being a creator and just making things for people to see. And that's kind of like what I'm going for, right? You kind of have to find another reason to pursue content creation other than just, hey, I want to make money and I want to be the biggest and I want all these numbers and stuff like that. People use is the same thing, the community. They want a big community, and they want to have people to hang out with and friends to be made and stuff like that. And that's another reason I feel like you could enjoy it a whole lot, is you just want some more friends, and that's why a lot of people get into it. I know that's why Iron Mouse got into it. She is full-on bedridden sick all the time, and she can't go outside, and so she can't make very many friends. So she got into VTubing in order to try and make new friends in the online space. And that's, you kind of have to look for a reason like that, right? It can't just be like, hey, I want all this money and all these numbers, and I see how much all these content creators make and stuff like that, and I want to do that too as like a business opportunity, and you can't really do that. But you can try, but you're gonna be vastly disappointed, and like, you're vastly disappointed for like the first couple years of streaming and VTubing. Because when you stream for like the first couple of years of your streaming, you're not gonna get very high numbers, and you're probably not gonna make very much money. And that's just how it goes. And you have to, it's a gamble, right? You have to gamble on that one-off chance that you're going to get big. And if you don't get big, you have to be okay with the fact that you can still continue with the chance to get big, right? And so a lot of people don't realize that that's something, they don't realize that that's a big factor going into it. They think you can just get in and get big. And if you go into it looking at that, you're going to be not very happy with it. And so I kind of went off on a tangent there, but you get what I mean. It's just kind of like idolizing the space and idolizing creators too much and not realizing they can make mistakes and stuff like that. Because we're all human and stuff like that, and there's no perfect person in this world, right? We all say dumb things by mistake. We all make dumb mistakes. We all accidentally stumble into our words and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't realize that these people in VTubing and streaming in general have lives outside of VTubing and streaming. And so they're allowed to make mistakes. They're allowed to be human, be people. They're allowed to live their own lives. Like there was the whole thing with Mimi Nightmare when she announced she got married. A lot of people were upset because they were like, she had a boyfriend this whole time. Why didn't she tell me? And I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I think it's very obvious to, I think you should go into content and watching content realizing that these people have lives outside of content that they're not showing you. A lot of people also get too like parasocial with some streamers, which is another thing that I don't think is very healthy. Like going into the space thinking you're gonna have a relationship with the streamer, I don't think is very appropriate or very healthy to begin with. I feel like you should watch someone and spend time with them because you enjoy their company and you enjoy what they do, not because you want a chance to be with them or be their soulmate or something like that. And a lot of people don't really realize that, and they get a little too parasocial and caught in the idea of like, hey, I have the chance to be this person's best friend. I'm going to put forth everything I can to be this person's best friend. And I know I've been guilty of that too before. I used to watch these, well, I still do watch them, but not as much anymore. But I used to watch this group of content creators called The Group Chat. And I watched them a whole lot. And one time they stopped inside my work, and it surprised me. I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are at my work. And so I said hi to them. I talked to them for a bit, and I used to work at a grocery store, and so this was like their normal grocery store they would go to. And I started like really pushing and trying to become like their friend and trying to maybe work with them and stuff like that. And I later on realized like, hey, this is not a healthy mindset. I'm probably never going to get this connected with these guys. I shouldn't be this set on being friends with them personally. I should instead enjoy the content that they put out and the content I've come to love. And I feel like that's something you should look out for when you're enjoying, or when you're doing content, or when you're watching content creators and watching VTubers and stuff like that. You shouldn't just be like, you shouldn't idolize them as much, because like I said, we're all human and we all make mistakes, and we're probably not gonna be directly friends with and directly in contact with everybody in our chat and everybody we come across and stuff like that. And I've come across parasocial viewers as well, and I've told them like, hey, I haven't told them, but anytime I come across parasocial viewers, I kind of just like try to ignore them if I can, because I don't really want to feed into that mentality of, hey, we could potentially be friends, or hey, we could potentially be together. I don't really want to feed into that too much, because I don't want to get people's hopes up or give them the wrong idea and stuff like that. Anyways, I got off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
Hey, no worries, no worries. I'm never going to begrudge someone who wants to talk on a talk show, you know? So do you, where would you like to see yourself in a year or even 5 years' time? I know you were kind of talking about a little bit, but I guess, to put more of a spotlight on it.
A year or 5 years' time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, eventually, so hopefully VTubing works out, right? That's the big goal.
Mm-hmm.
I know I said you shouldn't get into it for the money, and I still believe in that, but I think it's okay to use it as a goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully VTubing continues to work out and growth continues to happen. I want to eventually quit my real life job to pursue creation and content creation full time. That's something that's like probably my big current goal right now, because I really enjoy it. I really love creation and content creation, and it's something I want to do. And to have the opportunity to do it full time would be just amazing, right? And it's not something like, hey, I'm money hungry. It's more so like, hey, I need money to live. So, and that's kind of where that comes from. But if we're talking like far, far into the future, probably the biggest like end life goal for me is to have my own production company. Mm-hmm. Where I can just make things and produce them under my own brand. So, for example, if I want to make a manga, I can write the manga and have it be drawn, published, edited, edited. I could have it be what is the word for like putting words? Transcribed? Is that the correct word? But I can have it all be put in under my own umbrella and basically be able to create anything I want under my own name. And that's kind of that's kind of like the big goal. But another like side goal of this is, I mentioned like I want to give back to those who have supported me in like the space and stuff like that. So another goal with this production company is I want to be able to give other people the opportunity to create like I have. So one of the things I would want to do under my production company is every couple, how do I say it? Like every now and then we just take on we take on like a freelance like writer, a freelance project. So not some like big name projects. So not something like a big name anime or something like that. Like I'll still take those on, but I want to do like every now and then I want to do something that like nobody else has seen. I want to give the opportunity for someone to create something that to create something that's hidden in the shadows, or I want to look for something that's not really publicly known and give the opportunity to someone who maybe doesn't have as many opportunities. Because I can very much relate to that. Like, I haven't gone to college. I'm probably not going to go to college. But jumping into like the spaces I want to jump into, like writing, jumping into like film and book publication and stuff like that. A lot of people don't really take chances on those who don't have like college degrees and those who don't have like a ton of experience and stuff like that. And it's kind of something I struggled with here recently when I was looking for a new job. I was trying to look into getting a writing job, but a lot of people won't give you a writing job unless you have this big college degree and like 5 years of professional experience in it. And I want to try and avoid that for other people. I want to give other people the chance to show what they can do and show like what they can make and give them the chance that maybe I couldn't have, right? I want to try and highlight other creators and see if we can find something really cool that's just hiding and hasn't been discovered yet.
That's very commendable. I respect that quite a lot. So next up is the VTuber content lightning round. In this segment, I'll give you a popular kind of VTuber content, and I want just your quick sort of gut feeling about them, either from the perspective of creating that content, or from the perspective of consuming that content. Are you ready? You cut out there for a sec.
Sorry, I said let's do it.
All right. First things first, starting off with reaction videos and content.
Am I just saying, like, who comes to mind, or, like, my thoughts on it, or what's going on?
Your thoughts from the perspective of creating that content or just consuming that content. Like, the content itself, not specifically, like, people who create it.
Gotcha. I mean, I think reaction content's fine. It's the problem with reaction content comes when you're just not doing a thing and just letting the video play in the background. And I know reaction content kind of gets a lot of flack because a lot of people do that, but you can make reaction content and make it like genuinely interesting. You can engage with the content, give your thoughts on the content, give why you're watching the content, why your views agree or differ with the content. It's very much in the same vein of like gaming. A lot of people ask like, hey, why would you watch a gaming content creator when you can just play the game yourself? And it's because you want to see a different perspective. Maybe you can't afford the game. Maybe you don't want to play through a game like that. Maybe it's not a game you want to play through by yourself, stuff like that. And I think that's very much something that could be said for the same with reaction content. Maybe you just can't watch the video. Maybe you don't want to watch the video yourself. Maybe you want to see someone's reaction to the video.
All right. Next up is music, specifically covers or original music.
I'm really glad like the VTubing space is big into music because I'm big into music. I really like music as a whole, and to see so many creators create their own tracks and their own covers and stuff like that, I really think that's cool, and that's something I want to do in the future.
The various like marathons, stuff like your subathons, donathons, followathons, that kind of thing.
I think subathons are cool. I think they're cool if you're smart with them and you're healthy with them, because there are a lot of creators who aren't smart with them, aren't healthy with them, and it can impact their health quite a bit. Like, I don't know if you've kept up with Shondo, but she recently went into the hospital recently because she was doing a subathon and basically dedicating too much time and stress towards this subathon, and it actually put her in the hospital. And so you kind of have to be careful with them. But it was like if you're doing them in a healthy and fun environment, I think they're awesome. I think they're a fun way to engage with your community and make it so they can get to know you better and get to see the things that you want to make and stuff like that. It's another thing. I don't think you should go into a subathon or a dono-a-thon or anything like that purely based on numbers and numbers you want to hit. You should go into it as like a community engagement thing and something you want to do for fun and something you want to do for your community and stuff like that. And that's how I'm going into it whenever I do mine. I want it to be something I'm doing with my community to either give back to the community or to make it fun for the community.
Absolutely, yeah. Next up is speedrunning content.
Speedrunning. I've never been a speedrunner myself. I get why people like it. They're big into like pushing the game to the limits and trying to break the game as much as possible. I can see why people like it. It's just not for me and not how I play games. I also don't typically watch speedrunners. The really only one I do watch is Astral Spiff, and I don't really watch him for his speedrunning. It's mainly just his content style in general that I watch him for. But I can see why people like it. It's just not how I play games. I'm more into like actually digging deep into the game and enjoying the story and enjoying the gameplay and stuff like that. And so it's not something that's for me.
Challenge runs, stuff like Nuzlocke or playing a game with using only one item or a really stupid controller or something like that.
Oh, I like that. I like those a lot. I think those are very fun. I know a Nuzlocke is a big one right now, or it's been a big one. It's a cool way to mix up like a game you enjoy that you've already done everything for, right? I know a lot of people do them. A big reason people do them is for games that they've already 100%ed, but they want to keep playing. And I think that's cool. The way some people get real creative with it too. And some people really put their patience to the test with these trial runs or these challenge runs as well. Like there are people who are playing games like they're playing like horror games without the sprint button or without the W key, and so they have to like walk backwards. Or I've seen platformers without the jump button. They get real creative with it. I've seen a guy, Astral Spiff, he played Cuphead and a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game at the same time just to challenge himself. And that's not something I would see myself doing because I kind of have a short attention span.
Right.
So I can't even bring myself to 100% some games. Because I'm just like, I'm not into grinding. Like, I'm not a very big, like, hey, I need to grind this game kind of thing.
Right.
Any, like, grinding kind of bores me. I don't really like doing the same repetitive thing over and over again when it comes to gaming. And so how it usually works is I'll complete this main story, or, like, the main game. Maybe I'll do it a second time, and then I'll kind of move on to something else. But I do think the way some people are doing it and trying to keep like things that have been done, like games that have been played to the ends of the earth and back unique. I think those are very cool and stuff like that. And it's probably just not something I'd do.
And then finally, party games, the stuff that's been kind of unfortunately dubbed friend slop. stuff like Repo or Peak or Lethal Company or recently RV There Yet, those kinds of things.
I really like party games, especially when like you're playing in with really good friends and people you really like to hang out with. It can make for some awesome memories and some awesome times and stuff like that. The only thing I wish with like things like Lethal Company and Repo and Content Warning is I wish they kind of stayed around a little bit longer, because those games are still being supported, they're still being updated, but they kind of eventually over time they kind of just fell out of the spotlight, and it makes it so people typically don't really want to watch them as much because they kind of want to watch the new thing and stuff like that, and it's very unfortunate because I feel like those games have such potential for such fun and funny moments with friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. And that is the lightning round, and also the last of my structured questions. You kind of nailed everything else with any of the other questions I had with some of your answers. So, as is tradition on here, I like to pass the proverbial interviewer mic over to my guest and allow them to ask me any questions.
Oh gosh, I'm being put on the spot. Well, I guess I can ask. Do you have any like big plans for the future, for content in general, or just like anything with art in general, or like, what do you want to do for the future?
First things first, got a new follow. I lost a bet 59. Thank you. And for content in the future, I think I am satisfied with doing this as long as I possibly can do it. I'm also working on a series of things where I kind of get somebody. I either get somebody who is an expert in a certain thing that I want to learn more about and have them kind of show me the ropes. I recently did a stream with the very talented and lovely Kuago, and she taught me how to do some rigging in Live 2D, which was very fun. I'm guessing that you're familiar with this. I lost a bet 59. They want to be kept.
Yeah, he's one of my followers.
I'm doing well. I've been told that I need to interact with chat a bit more, but yeah, I think I like doing that series as well. I think besides that, I'm kind of like I'm kind of fine with what like that, like those two things as like forms of content. I think for my art, I don't have like I spoke about this yesterday, but I don't really have like too many grand ambitions to like, I guess, make like fan art or like merch and stuff like that, like I did before, because like, going to like artist Talion conventions and stuff like that, you kind of see a lot of like keychains and like posters and stuff like that, and I thought that's what I wanted to do, but kind of now that I'm at a spot where I'm like, do I really want to like do that as like a thing? Like, obviously that could change, but right now I'm at sort of a point where I'm like, I'm kind of cool where I'm at right now.
Do you have any like big ambitions for life as a whole then, or are you just like?
I mean, obviously I'd like this to grow more. I think that would be fantastic to do for that to happen. I think that I would like this to become kind of, I guess, self-sufficient is a good word for it. I
know what you're saying. You want it to be like, replace like a main job kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I think because I currently do have a full-time job, and I'm doing okay at balancing this and that, but I mean, yeah, I'm only able to like do streams like 3 times a week, and that's like being generous with it. And I basically have no like free time outside of that. So it's like, I'm not ungrateful for being able to do this. It's more that I'm I would like to have more. I would like to be able to do this enough to where I can have more free time.
Yeah, and that's kind of a goal I have too. It's just I like doing it, and I want to do it full time so I can do it more. As I just kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
How long have you been drawing for? Do you know?
I. So I've been. I guess I haven't. It's more that I haven't stopped since I could start. Which is like, you know, I was just looking through because I'm packing up a bunch of stuff to move soon. And I found like crayon drawings from back.
Congratulations.
When I was, like, yeah, thank you. I found like crayon drawings and stuff back from like elementary school and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I knew I've been doing this. I've been drawing for a long time, but I was like, yeah, shit, this has just been like my thing, I guess.
Yeah, I really commend you with that. It's just it's not something I could keep up with, unfortunately. I fell into the trap of like, hey, other people are better than me. Why am I not as good as them? And it just became a comparison race for me the entire time, and it didn't make me happy. And so I just stopped doing it altogether. So I kind of commend you for being able to keep up with it and being happy with it and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you know, I think that I definitely do feel that as well, the comparison thing, especially because I'm surrounded by so many like other talented artists that I've sort of become like friends with recently. But I mean, like, I think it's just a matter of like, I mean, you just gotta like keep doing it, because then that's like how you see like growth. But yeah, I can see like that being like very discouraging if like you're trying and I guess not seeing any results after a while.
My issue with it was I was growing and I was getting like better, and I was actually getting pretty good at it. It just got to the point where I just never got to the point where I was satisfied with it, and I was just happy with what I was making, and I never stopped saying like, oh, other people are better, or other people can do it faster, or other people can do it straighter or prettier and can do more colors. And I never stopped doing like, how do they do this? How can I do this? How can I be like them and stuff like that? And it never left me with a feeling that I was just like, hey, I'm happy with what I made. Which is kind of unfortunate. Because when it comes to writing, I don't have that feeling at all. I'm just unhappy with just writing. Like, whenever I sit down and I just write, like, put my thoughts on the paper, it's like the most creative I've ever been. It's the most creative I ever am. And it's also typically the most fun I have too when it comes to just like life and stuff like that. And I do it because it just makes me happy. I don't do it because I want to be better at it or because I want to be the best at it. I do it because it makes me happy. And because I've been doing it so long, I got better at it because I'm a side effect of that. And with art, I never got that feeling. And with art, it was just like, hey, these other people are better, why can't I be? Or these other people do it more efficiently, why can't I be more efficient at it? Or how do these people do it this way, and why can't I do it this way? And it just didn't make me happy, and so I eventually just stopped doing it. I was just like, I'm not having fun doing this, I'm just gonna stop. And so I just devoted my time to other things and stuff like that.
Well, if you are ever interested in doing, I posed this in the chat and I've spoken about it a couple of times, but if I ever do put together enough stuff for the kind of me teaching other people like a bit of like some simple stuff about art, if you're ever interested in that, I'd be more than happy to have you on with that.
Maybe I'll consider it. It's just art as a whole is not something I enjoy doing. I like how I function is I try if I don't like something, I will try it again, like, every couple months to see if I still don't like it. And I've done that, or every couple months to, like, maybe once a year, I'll try it again to see if I still don't like it. Because opinions change and stuff like that, right?
Right.
I've done that multiple times with art, and it just, every single time, it just makes me unhappy. And so I don't know if it's something, if it's just not for me. It's just not how my mind works. It's not how I'm wired. I can't do it in a way that makes it satisfying or something like that. Or maybe I'm just doing it all wrong or something like that. But it just, anytime I do it, I'm just like unhappy with the result, and I end up scrapping the drawing I made, or I end up just putting my pen down and never picking it up again. And like, I got real into it there for a bit, because I really, like, during high school, I really, really wanted to learn how to get really good at it. And I even got, like, a bunch of materials for doing art. I got, like, a real nice sketchbook, a bunch of, like, colored pencils, a bunch of real nice graphite pencils, some, like, stuff like that. I even got myself, like, an iPad Pro and an Apple Pen to use Procreate and stuff like that. And just, I really put in the effort to try and get good at it. I was doing, like, a drawing a day, or at least trying to do some drawing per day. Even if I didn't finish a drawing, I would at least go back and work on a drawing that I was working on. And it just never left me happy. It just never left me satisfied. And so, I don't know, I couldn't get past the hurdle of just like, hey, other people are better. I don't know, I don't know if it's a material thing, or if it's just like, hey, I'm not doing things right, or hey, I'm not using the correct techniques, but it never left me satisfied and never left me happy. And that's not to dog on those who are artists, like, that's more so me, like, commending you, because, like, I could never do what you do, is kind of the best way I'm saying it. And I've tried to do what you do, and it's just not something I can do.
I think, yeah, while I don't quite agree with that last bit, I think it's more just that, like, you just don't enjoy drawing. At least from what I can tell, that's what it seems like, and, like, that's fine. Like, I mean, you know, it could be a thing of just, like, you don't fuck with it, and, like, I can respect that.
Yeah, it's probably more of that. Like I said, it's like the only thing that I've actually, like, obsessively put time in that I just haven't enjoyed doing. So with writing, like I said, anytime I write, I'm real happy with writing. It's the most fun I ever have. With computers and technology, I'm real happy with computers and technology. Whenever I'm putting together a computer, troubleshooting, troubleshooting errors and stuff like that, I have fun with it. No matter if it's the builds put together in not the most efficient way, or maybe I'm not solving the problem in the most efficient way, or maybe it takes me a little too long to solve the problem in the most efficient way. I don't really care. It just makes me happy to do it. Whereas with art, it's not the same for me, unfortunately. And it might be just like a way of like, hey, I need to change my mindset, in a way of like, hey, I need to do it just to be happy. I need to do art just because I want to, not because other people are doing it and other people are better at it. But the problem with that is I never get to a point where I myself am happy with it. Even if I'm looking at it through tunnel vision, where I'm looking at the piece of art only myself. Like I'm not comparing it to other people, like I'm making a completely custom piece of art. Even then, I won't be happy with the result, because it's not exactly how I picture it in my head. And that's like a big hurdle that I haven't been able to get over. And like I said, I've been doing art ever since I was in like elementary school, and I just never got to a point where I was happy with my skill, and I was never satisfied with how I draw and the final result of the drawing and stuff like that. And it's not something I just feel like I can do. Anyways, not to be a Debbie Downer.
But do you have any more questions for me, or was those the main ones that you had?
I did have one more question. What's the inspiration for your design? Did you design your VTuber model, or?
I did. Yep. This is, I guess, for lack of more interesting response, this is just how I have always drawn myself. The outfit itself is like a bunch of various like, inspirations, kind of from like JRPGs and stuff like that, and more sort of villainous characters. But yeah, the hair, the eyes, the like the facial hair and stuff like that. That's all that's all me, so to speak. And
Oh, gotcha. So it's not like an OC or anything. It's supposed to be like a self-representation.
yeah, pretty much. I know a common term that's used in like art communities is just it's a sona, like like a way to just like depict me for, but also like keep it still like anonymous, you know.
I gotcha. Depict you, but like be creative with it and be anonymous with it, stuff like that. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really cool. Do you ever? Because my character, like my VTuber model, is a complete original character. Like it's complete OC. The only thing that I match with her on is our hair and eye color are the same.
Okay.
But do you ever plan to like maybe expand your design into like a story or something like that? Do you like want to put out like a comic or like a manga in the future or something? Because that's something I want to do with like my character and stuff like that. Is I want to develop like this whole like underlying the lore behind my whole character and put out like lore videos on my channel and stuff like that. Do you have anything?
So I do have lore for myself. It's I was a tutorial boss in a JRPG, and afterwards I was supposed to be kind of the enemy encyclopedia, like the catalog, basically. However, unfortunately, my protagonist, he tried cheesing my fight and ended up making me way too strong because he didn't realize that enemies gain experience too. So I am now currently looking for a new protagonist, and that is why I am interviewing people, and that is why I draw people when I interview them, because I'm adding them to the logbook.
That's cool. I really like that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Do you have any plans to get like a new model made? Like if Nanolist came up to you and was like, "Hey, I'll make you a new model. I'll design it with you." Do you have any like changes that you would make for like a really nice put together, drawn and how do I explain it? A real nice like ringed and professionally made model. Do you have any changes that you would make for something?
I think not. I actually am planning a 2.0.
I guess the best. Hold on. I guess the best way I'm trying to explain it is, what's your dream model?
Yeah, I do have a 2.0 planned for February, actually, which will have one or two changes to it, like to this design right now, and I'm going to keep the changes under wraps. But I think I have also. I've toyed around with other, like, with different ideas with stuff. For instance, like a more sort of monstrous form if my horns ever cracked and, like, the energy was allowed to spill out. But that, I think, is something for much later on. But yeah, I think it's I'll show you kind of what the inspiration for it is like, but I'm not gonna show chat because they have to be kept in the dark about that. But
I understand. Yeah, you gotta keep the veil of secrecy. I do that with all of my projects too.
exactly. But yeah, this is kind of like the base inspiration for that. If Discord will send the stupid fucking image through. These guys.
Well, I can see their inspiration.
Yeah, but yeah, that is something that would come like much later. But I guess if I was given that like one free model coupon from someone like Nano or someone like that I really looked up to, then I think that's probably something like close to what I would want to have.
Yeah, man, that's cool. What about... I'm kind of throwing a question you tossed at me back at you.
Of course.
If you could do, like, say you're doing a subathon with, but you could set it up however you want with a blank check. So with money's not an issue, and you could set it up however you want. What are some of the...
You cut out right at the end there.
My bad.
What are some of the...
If you could set up a subathon, yes. If you could set up a subathon and you could do anything you want with it. Your money is not an issue. Collabs aren't an issue. Getting people to do the subathon aren't an issue. What are some potential things you would want to do for it? Like, what are some goals you would want to reach out? Or some goals that you would want to reach, and like what are some things you would want to do in the subathon?
I think for like the dream subathon, I would I think it would just be, well, first of all, I would love to have Sean Evans from Hot Ones on the show.
Doing your own VTuber Hot Ones would be so funny.
Yeah. Obviously, Sean Evans is not... I mean, he's a very handsome man, but he's not exactly, let's say, not very... This is going to sound mean, but not very, like, distinct, I suppose. At least, like, for drawing him. Just because, like, he's bald and he has, like, kind of a stubble, but not, like, a beard. So it's, like...
I get what you're saying. He doesn't, like... He doesn't have like a fancy design like VTubers do and stuff like that. He's just a guy.
Yeah. I think if I, that maybe like, but like yeah, having him on the show would be very cool. I think. I don't know. Because I'm trying to think of like what would be. What would be something that I could do with like all that that blank check, so to speak.
If you want, I can give some examples of like what I would do.
Yeah, sure, please.
So I wouldn't reveal too much, but one of the things I do want to do is to write and make my own custom song, completely original, and then release that as part of the subathon. I want to debut a new model. I want to get a developer to set up like a full-on like community Minecraft server and have it split into like I think 4 or 5 different sub-servers, a part of that Minecraft server. And I want the Minecraft server to be kind of like the main attraction of the subathon. So we'll have like the main SMP, right? Which will be like a modded SMP for like fun and stuff like that, right? And then we'll have like an event server. So like whenever we do like build events or like specific custom made game mode events or And then I want to do a kind of like creative server where people are encouraged to like they can build whatever they want, but they're encouraged for it to be like good, right? And not troll right? And the way I was thinking of setting this up was like having like a kind of rating system, and you can gain access to more building materials and expand your plots and get more plots the higher ratings you get overall and stuff like that. And I want to do like a kind of like narrative event server where we have, it's kind of like a normal survival or like a normal SMP, but it's only in events and you only get one life, and it's supposed to kind of like push a narrative along, is an overall narrative along and stuff like that. And then lastly, I would want to do like just a normal kind of vanilla anarchy server that would just be like free for everybody. Because I want to do like that. I want to give people an option for if they don't have money, they can still have fun with the community. But I don't know how much manpower we'll have with staffing on that for that kind of thing. And so it would kind of just be like an anarchy server. So there will be some rules in place, not to basically like, hey, don't endlessly grief other people, don't endlessly like kill other people and stuff like that. But it's kind of just like, hey, if you want to dupe items. If you want to build wacky builds, go for it. If you want to set up these crazy farms, do it and stuff like that. But yeah, those are kind of some of the ideas that I have. I have a game I'm making. I want to like show off the game during the subathon and stuff like that. I want to show off some of the manga stuff I'm doing. Yeah, those are just some ideas. That's work any ideas from you at all, or?
I think the biggest one I would think of would probably be like doing like a cooking stream. I think that would be kind of funny, because like I'm not the kind of person who's like shy, not shy, but hesitant to do like face cam IRL stuff like that. It's just that I feel like I would need to be doing something that's like busy work in order to like keep me distracted from it, which, you know, cooking seems like the perfect thing for that. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun. Besides that, I think
you could do what Beetle did and just wear a green bodysuit.
Oh no, a bodysuit would not look good on me. Very unflattering. I also wouldn't be opposed to doing like read-through streams of like of series that I haven't like either that I haven't gotten around to watching or ones that I have gotten around to watching, of like mangas or like even just like like regular comics and stuff like that. But yeah, something like that I think could be kind of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also.
I getcha.
I'm also trying to keep things close to the chest with, because I'm planning an event for December right now. So I'm.
Gotcha.
I do have ideas. It's just that I'm like keep them on the DL for now.
I getcha. I didn't reveal a lot of stuff I wanted to do with my subathon either. It's kind of hard to talk about like goals and ambitions and stuff like that without being like, hey, I'm spoiling everything that's coming in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe that's really all of the questions I had.
Yeah. Okay.
Not really sure I had anything else.
Hey, that's cool. Once we get to this part of the show, you are more than welcome to go. I have the drawing all set here, and I guess it just comes down to picking someone to raid into. But if you have, if you would like to, you can plug whatever you'd like to plug. If you have like like channels that you'd want people to go check out if you have like accounts or like whatever that you want people to go see, this is now the time to do it.
Yeah, of course. You can find me pretty much anywhere under at I am your Talion. So on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, that's pretty much where I'm at. The really only other thing besides that I have to plug is kind of like the game I'm making. But that's not really ready to be made for the public yet. So the only thing I can really say is like, if you want to see updates on that, head over to like my YouTube and stuff like that, and my Twitch and stuff like that. And sometimes I like work on it while on stream. And I'll post I put sometimes, or eventually I'll post like sneak peeks and stuff like that of the game and stuff like that. Other than that, really just like, hey, I'm on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter under this name. I don't really have any other socials besides that.
Well, all right, you heard it here. Let's see here. Who is? I could send you.
The drawing looks great, by the way. You did it so cute.
Thank you. You know what? I'll send you guys over to Sleepy. She's doing a co-working and a co-working stream right now. So yeah, I'll send y'all over.
I'm gonna go to bed. I have 3 hours of sleep right now. I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm rocking like I think 5 right now. So I might also try and do that too. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, both you, Talion, and Chad.
Thank you for having me.
This was great. And
just drop us off. No, that's crazy.